15 miners have been trapped for the last 13 days in a Jaintia Hill mines in Meghalaya. Their families have been crying and pleading for help in rescuing them. But that has made little difference on the ground. Operations have been paused for lack of equipment like water pumps and deep diving kits. India reached out, and rightfully so, to help rescue the Thai cave-trapped football team and coach. But back home, all one is left with is cruel apathy. Precious lives, some young, some sole bread earners in their families, hangs in the balance. But there isn't enough value placed on it. Why so? Because these are poor, illegal miners who've virtually been abandoned not just by the administration alone, but perhaps by you and us as well. Is there no value for 15 lives? That's our discussion tonight on Face Off. I'm Maha Siddiqui. Before we ask those compelling questions to our panelists, here's how the ground situation is at the moment as far as the rescue operations are concerned. We'll first help you understand what the water level, which can be actually fatal in a case of this nature, is at the moment. The water level inside the mine at the moment stands at 70 feet. And from what we can understand, from what we've picked up from our sources in NDRF, that the team can go in only to a level of 30 to 35 feet deep. That's the kind of equipment that they have at the moment to be able to facilitate a deep dive of 30 to 35 feet only. Now, at the moment, they have only 2 high-powered pumps to flush out the water. So this water, if it can be pumped out, there will be some hope to pull out these 15 miners alive. But they require 200 pumps to flush all that water out, or rather to pump all that water out. At the moment, they woefully lack that equipment, only 2 pumps available with them. CNN News 18 spoke exclusively to the Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, who said that despite their best efforts, the odds are high.
It's been about 2 weeks and those 15 miners are still trapped there. What's the reason behind the delay for now?
Actually, you have to see the background of how this happened. And when this illegal activity was going on, they must have hit a rock, the riverbed. So the entire river came into the mines. That's a huge and a lot of water coming in. Almost 12 lakh liters of water has been pumped out. In spite of multiple pumps being used and 12 lakh liters of water being pumped out, the water level only rose up to 2 feet. So the NDRF had in fact come in full force, and they got their best people, their divers and everything. Some experts who had come in, suggesting that maybe we need to get about 15 or 20 100 HB pumps. And I think it was not an easy task. It's a massive task. Even big organizations have maybe 2, 3 or 5 of such pieces. So just mobilizing about 15 of them is not going to be easy. I've been monitoring the operations myself with the DC, with the Deputy Commissioner on a daily basis. In fact, on the day it happened, from that day till today, I've been in touch with the Deputy Commissioner almost on a daily basis.
Has the government been ignoring this rampant illegal mining that's been going on, or is this a legacy problem that you've sort of inherited?
No, I think, coal mining has been banned in Meghalaya technically. And in fact, it's a situation which has been going on and off for a very long time. There is a move now, very strong move from Government of India as well as Government of Meghalaya, that let us try to really regulate the process. Right now, by banning it, it's happening in a very unregulated manner. This location which is there is happening in a constituency which is in fact represented by a Congress MLA. I've been requesting all leaders, everybody, whoever is there, please let us know if there's such activities are going on, and government will take action.
It is being said that as of now they are being feared, that people have started fearing the worst. Now you've announced 1 lakh compensation. Is the government still holding out hope that those people may eventually be pulled out?
Yes, absolutely. This is just an interim kind of a relief. It's not enough, of course, for a person's life. But whatever we thought that appropriate, we have given to the family members, and we're still hoping that that we'll be able to find them alive.
Are you disappointed in the central government?
No, not at all. Not at all. We've been getting support. As I said, as soon as NDRF, I spoke to MOS Home, the NDRF was sent in full force, and they have been trying their best, and they've sent expert divers also to the location. So therefore, all has been done. It's just the situation was very, very tough.
What's the value we place on 15 people, 15 citizens of the country? Is there any value at all for 15 lives in this country? To discuss this, we have with us Zarita Lightfalang, spokesperson of the Congress Party, Subir Bhaumik, senior journalist, Zafar Islam, spokesperson of the BJP, Kishle Bhattacharjee, journalist and associate professor, O.P. Jindal Global University, and Vimlendu Jha. I want to first go across to Subir Bhaumik. Subir, why is it proving to be so difficult to rescue these 15 miners? It's been 13 days and we've hardly seen any effort, real effort, if I can put it that way, of pulling these people out of the mines. Do we place no value on human lives?
No, absolutely you don't place a value on human lives, because this illegal mining in this Clarion area, I know this area personally. You know, this falls on the Sam Agartala road. I have traversed. The police there is so horribly corrupt. They are just interested in taking money, bribes from all these illegal miners, and also all the truck owners who sort of ply the trucks there. They're not. They turn a blind eye, to this illegal mining that goes on, the rat hole mining, where it's a very dangerous kind of mining. Anytime there can be a collapse, the sort of walls of the mine can collapse, and it did on this occasion, because some of these workers may have struck it on the side where the riverbed is, and therefore the entire river sort of came in, the river Lithian. This is number one. Number two, this whole big thing about NDRF going in. NDRF going in there without adequate pumps. The big problem is you have two pumps of 25 horsepower, you need at least 10 with 100 horsepower. Otherwise, the amount of water you pump out, more water is seeping in, because the the riverbed side of the wall, a mine wall, has been punctured.
Yes.
So it's like going up to fight the Chinese army in 1962 with canvas shoes and 303 rifles in the Himalayan heights. It's a joke. You move in there, the NDRF, the expert divers and all that the chief minister talked about, and they don't have equipment.
Yes.
So there are divers who cannot dive because they don't have adequate equipment.
Yes.
There are disaster relief people who are there. So you see, the big thing is, it's in these kind of efforts, it's in these kind of situations that you really figure out,
where we
this
stand.
Big claim, India, superpower, this, that, the Thais can pull people out in a situation which is more difficult than this one, I can tell you, we can't.
Kishle,
we're the big superpower,
Kishle, I want to come to you there.
So
just
the point is, if you have these kind of mine collapses, there is no use. You don't have pumps there, the adequate pumps, the basic thing.
Kishle, Subir there drew a parallel with the Thai rescue, the Thai cave rescue. Now, there India extended support and help. Kirloskar went ahead and said that they will provide the pumps to pump out the water. Here we are in our own country with 15 miners stuck in a mine for the last 13 days. Where is that effort, joint effort, to pull those 15 people out?
That's precisely my point, that Kirloskar...
Well, I think, obviously...
To Bangkok, but not here.
There should be a parallel drawn out here, Mahasadiki, but the problem is that
every life
these
is important.
mines are illegal. Also, the workers that we are talking about in large numbers are probably illegal migrants. There's, when we did the stories on mines 10 years, 15 years ago, that was to do with trafficking. So there's a lot of trafficking that happens basically.
So they can die.
The government doesn't want to admit that trafficked people are brought in out here to mine these I think about 8 years ago, Impulse NGO undertook two research. In one of the research, they found about 5,000 such mines in that area. All of them, though, despite the bans, are still functioning. a large number of them are,
these miners who are largely
the rat
poor,
hole mines, the virgin mines are first created
miners
by,
there,
it requires
children
about
they're
15
being sent
children
into.
to create
Are they
those
responsible
mines.
for
Now,
this?
a lot of these workers are also children.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. These are poor people. Some of them are children. They could be illegally, they could have been brought in to get inside these rat hole mines. But at the end of the day, it's the value you place on every single life. Even if they are doing something illegally, in this case, not voluntarily. Perhaps circumstances are pushing them to do that, largely.
Absolutely. I mean, to begin with, I'm saying that the whole exercise is completely, the whole practice is illegal and the government should be held accountable to begin with that. Secondly, of course, right now, rather than holding accountable, one should be able to rescue and save them. But I think the Chief Minister says that the odds are very high. My information from the ground, from the local villagers say that, you know, it's been too long now. There isn't any sign yet of the workers or the people inside. The river water has leaked in.
Yes.
It is a situation where we only can really hope against hope that there are survivors inside. Let's hope that there are survivors inside. But this should be a wake-up call. Between 2008 to 2014, again, based on the research by Impulse NGO, 25 such accidents happened. Anyone arrested for that? Anyone held accountable for that? So,
that's the real question.
Is something that
absolutely,
is
that's
so,
the real question. So, Kishna, I want to go across to Zarita now.
Every aspect we have impunity.
Just hold on. I want to go across to Zarita now. Zarita, there was an NGT ban on these minings, but Kishla is pointing out there are about 5,000 such mines. That is what he's saying. Now, the fact is that MPP had in fact said that they would want lifting of the ban.
Yes, that was one of their main campaigns during the election, yes.
So, you know, today when this accident has happened, will that force the government to wake up over there and look at how dangerous it is and not to look at lifting of the ban? Are they deliberately turning a blind eye to this?
See, first and foremost, I think the government has been absolutely irresponsible and insensitive. And I beg to differ on a little point that Kishloy has said. He said that they're illegal miners and they're illegal immigrants. Fine. Right now, it's not the matter of what is legal and what is illegal. It's the matter of those 15 precious lives. If we can send an entire team from India to Thailand to rescue those 12 football, the team from there, why can't we send a team from Pune to Meghalaya? Isn't Northeast a part of India? It is basically like Indians trapped in India. They are Indians at the end of the day. And why aren't we getting enough support from the central government? There has been no support at all.
But Zarita, let me point out that there is one Meghalaya MP and he is from your party.
Yes,
Has he made enough noise?
No, they are. Everybody is doing the needful. But you have to understand that the current dispensation, if from the Northeast we have a minister of state, it is also he should also raise a concern. Look at our Honorable Prime Minister. He's inaugurating the Bogeybill Bridge and taking a stroll and doing his photo ops. How far is Meghalaya? Couldn't he have raised a concern? It's 13 days and all we find is just 3 helmets floating.
Do you want to counter that? Do you want to counter that, Zafar Islam,
from the
that
government
there is insensitivity on part of the government?
Maha, let me respond to that. First of all, it's really tragedy. It's very tragic. It's very tragic. And I think everybody should be sensitive. We are extremely sensitive.
But sensitivity is expressed in actions, not in words. Zafar Islam, sensitivity has to be expressed in actions, not in words alone.
You had the Maha. Do you think that government will not be putting all its resources for rescuing
Where are the
these
resources?
15 people?
What has been done in the last 13 days?
Government is extremely committed to that. Of course. And
we just have 2 pumps of 25 horsepower. We need 10 pumps of 100 horsepower. You all urge the entire Kirloskar Limited to go to Thailand, and here you cannot send them to Meghalaya. Isn't Northeast a part of India?
Zafar Islam, that's a question that has been raised.
Perhaps if you had some cows trapped, we would like to see what kind of rescue operations you would have had.
Let him answer that question. Zafar Islam?
Mahai, is the question being asked by you or is somebody
Zafar
else is
Islam,
asking?
the question
I'm not in front of the TV, that's why I'm not able to.
Zafar, the question is being asked by the Congress representative.
It is not the time of talking about. No. Say, the Congress have no face to even talk about it. They have absolutely no leg to stand when it comes to talk about Northeast. They haven't done anything. What they have done in last 60, 70 years for Northeast, they did nothing for the Northeast. What we are doing, we have a dedicated ministry
Zafar,
to look after the development in Northeast. So they should not even make a comment. Yes, this is not the time to even.
What Congress has done for the Northeast, Mr. Zafar.
No, exactly. We are not talking about Congress, BJP. We are talking. All I'm saying that this is not the time to even talk about it, whether Congress, BJP or XYZ party.
But Zafar Islam, time is running out. Time is running out.
It's tragic that
the
15 lives are
that we are not able to send from Pune to Meghalaya pumps that can flush out the water.
You just heard the Maha, you just heard the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, what did he say?
Yes, we did, but that is not a satisfactory answer, I'm afraid, Zafar Islam.
Taken out. Yet, the Chief Minister is round the clock monitoring the rescue operation. He is the one who
really, but I believe that nobody has gone there.
He is the one
not a single person from the government has gone there.
Not even the Chief Minister, not even a single MLA has visited that particular area, Mr. Zafar. If you do not know ground realities, please don't speak about it.
Subir Bhaumik,
nobody has gone to that area.
You don't know.
Does it reveal the apathy of the government that not a single person has gone to the site?
On this channel,
but today claims are being made that the Chief Minister is overseeing this rescue. Just a second, Zafar Islam. That question was for Subir Bhaumik.
He is monitoring the situation. He is monitoring the rescue operation. He is mobilizing the resources.
No, let's not make this a Congress BJP thing. You know, it's horrible.
This is not the time
you should. Such a big tragedy, and you're talking about Congress and BJP.
Absolutely, I don't want to make it a Congress BJP.
One second, this is so intrinsically linked to the politics of it all.
Congress party is extremely sensitive.
Just a second.
Illegal mining is
let Subir Bhaumik answer that question. Just a second, Zafar Islam. Subir Bhaumik, please answer the question about, does it actually reflect the apathy of the government when nobody, not a single person from the government is at the site, and they are talking about or making claims that the Chief Minister is monitoring the situation?
No, I don't make a big deal that, Chief Minister has gone there or not, because Chief Minister is not an expert in disaster relief. And his presence there will actually make the police and all these other people
He can get things going.
But I'm coming to one very basic question here. Congress, BJP, all these political parties, they are funded by the owner of these illegal coal mines. That's why so many mines there, all declared illegal, and they still keep functioning. How can that happen? There seems to be a complete consensus, a political consensus, that these guys who fund you,
please do not make that statement. It is Congress party.
Otherwise, how
during their tenure, rampant illegal mining was being done. It is not during our tenure.
Please, Mr. Zafar, please don't
forget. We have only two.
Now your people
in Meghalaya.
Mr. Islam, now the government is headed.
Do not
a few days back
now you are in the government there. What have you done?
I think
so. Let's not talk BJP and Congress.
Today the discussion should not be about which party, what party. It is the Congress party.
Blame the
Congress party.
All the parties are to be blamed for this.
Cause of the problem
today. It is Congress party which needs to be blamed for all the illegal mining.
Why should we not be discussing who is supporting these illegal mines?
Grown rampant during their time.
No, I'm afraid.
Zafar Islam, just a second. On rescue operation,
just a second, Zafar Islam, 1 second. I don't agree with the fact that there should only be a focus on the 15 miners. Of course, their life is important. That is why we are discussing this today. But what is the root cause of the problem? Something that Subir Bhaumik has pointed out, that these illegal mines continue to operate there. Vimlendu Jha, I want to bring you in. This is impunity at its best. Despite an NGT ban, 5,000 mines continue to operate there illegally. It's not even adults. Children are being made to go into those rat hole mines.
It's a joke on the governance. It's a joke on the governance.
Then government is involved if it's on the governance.
Vimlendu Jha.
Yeah, very quickly. So first of all, I think all these political representatives and spokespersons should actually be trained on what is called governance. Just something very funny that do not know. They just come on television, scream, and make statements that do not have any value at all. Point number 2, 15,000 people have actually died in the same area in the last 10 years as per Impulse report itself. So we talk about 680 million tons of coal that is there. And one of the reasons why Congress lost the election is because Congress was unable to lift that particular ban. Both BJP and Congress, actually, as Mr. Bhaumik said, that they all benefit from this. Of course, the economy of Meghalaya in a large way is dependent on these mines, but also the impact that it actually has, which was taken, that's why NGT took cognizance of this and actually put a ban. Right now, the government is the petitioner, in fact, and the hearing is going to be now in January in the Supreme Court, when government is asking for these bans to be lifted. And meanwhile, when Zafar Islam says that there's no illegal mining, what are we talking about? These 15 people are trapped in an illegal mine. It is established. Do you even have common sense? What we discussed in the last 30 minutes, what the entire country has been staring at last 13 days, that there was an illegal mine operating in Meghalaya, which actually has collapsed and has trapped 15 people and has caused an emergency situation. So to completely deny that there's no illegal mining is another level of intelligence spokesperson that we're talking about. Now the thing is this, that is there a priority? Is there a political consensus?
I'm not denying.
Do we actually respect
accepting anything here? You don't say.
No, but you said there's no illegal mining.
Please
Didn't you say there was no illegal mining?
That you are very intelligent. No, please.
Did you not say there's no illegal mining? Then what is this accident about, sir?
Illegal mining should stop. Of course, I said illegal mining should stop. Illegal mining should stop. There is no second thought about it.
And it was happening under Congress dispensation too. And not
don't give
people
lecture.
trapped now. 15,000 people that have died in last 10 years.
Please don't
and
give
all
lecture.
you
What is
politicians
important?
are responsible for it. For heaven's sake, can you take accountability, responsibility, and have some spine to apologize to the nation rather than really having such a broad chest and saying, oh well, everything is all right? Reality is that 13 days, the best state-of-the-art disaster service.
Can I just respond to this guy?
The service. You should be shameful and apologize to the nation about that. And we are building a statue and we are going here and there, and we can't even save 15 lives.
Can I just respond to that?
Yes, Zafar Islam, I'll give you time to respond to that. But before that, let's try and help our viewers understand what these rat hole mines and this problem in Meghalaya is all about. CNN News 18 visited Jaintia Hills in 2012 to bring to you this ground report on just how dire the situation is for these miners who risk their lives every single day.
Digging in darkness for a better life in blatant violation of all laws. It's exploitation of labor at its worst in the coal mines of Jaintia Hills in Meghalaya. Children being lowered into coal pits to crawl into tiny holes fit enough for rats. It often leads to deaths that remain unreported.
सर रिस्क नहीं है ये काम पे, जो मर गया, जो बच गया वो बच गया।
रिस्क तो क्या है, रिस्क तो कुछ भी नहीं है, दूसरा रिस्क नहीं लेता है, अपने आप जोल के अंदर में जब चला जाता है ना, अपना जान के लिए अपना ही रिस्क है।
Just to give you an idea of the risk involved in this work, children are lowered into this pit which is more than 100 feet deep to lead them to the rat holes. There is no support system, just a log of wood, no safety belts. During rainy season it becomes even more slippery and deaths are just part of the job.
Yet even during the rains, children crawl into these holes as money is desperately needed.
बारिश के टाइम में काम करने के लिए थोड़ा तकलीफ होता है, क्योंकि ये बारिश जब आता है तो बाहर निकलने के लिए मुश्किल हो जाता है, तो काम में कैसे जाएगा, वही तकलीफ। तब तक कोई के दिन में देना, कोई के साल में तो महीना भर बारिश गिरने से तो हम लोग काम में नहीं जाएगा, तो अंदर में खाना के लिए तकलीफ हो जाएगा, पैसा नहीं मिलेगा, अंदर नहीं जाएगा, तभी जबरदस्ती तो जाता है।
Unscientific mining in the Jaintia Hills accounts for nearly 1 lakh metric tons of coal being extracted every day. In peak season, it's worth anywhere between 60 to 70 crore rupees every day. All of this is unregulated, unscientific private mining. We met the mining minister of a state that doesn't even have a mining law.
Even without mining policy, you know, the rules and regulations are in operation. Bonded labor we know, child labor we know, but I have told you very clearly, isolated cases cannot be ruled out anywhere. You talk of Meghalaya, you talk of China, you talk of America, you talk of anything.
Far away from the minister's promises, in their makeshift camps, it's just another day for survival as these child workers sharpen their tools for the job next day. With Arijit Sen in Jaintia Hills in Meghalaya, in New Delhi, HR Venkatesh.
Subir Bhaumik, we just saw in that report, and we have pointed this out earlier as well, some of these are children who get inside these mines where the passage is very narrow, called rat hole mines. How do we even allow such a thing in the country? I mean, these people are clearly, because they are illegal miners, not covered by any labor laws. And then you have children going inside and the administration clearly, you know, wanting to turn a blind eye to all of this?
Look, I have spoken to Shohar Ali. His son, son-in-law and brother, all are stuck there.
Can I just speak for 2 minutes?
They're one of the 15 people.
I'll come to you, Zafar.
No, wait a minute. So 15 of the 15 people who are still trapped, Shohar Ali's, you know, son-in-law and brother. And he said that moment he came to know of this disaster, he informed the local MLA from where these people have been brought, from Rajawala, Azad Aman. And they pushed the local administration, but the local administration was very soft. The most important thing here to be told is, I asked this guy, why do you send these people there? Said, our people are promised 2,000 rupees per day as wage, which is way above the local wage rate. And there are people, you know, there are two chaps in this mine. One actually looks after the mine operations. You know, both are on the run now. Yes. And the other one, his name is Mahesh. He is the one who goes and collects this labor from the West Garo Hills and from parts of Assam. Some of these people who are stuck there are also from the local area, the Lumthari area. So, point I'm trying to make here is that for all these people who are extremely poor, Zafar Islam may say they're illegal migrants, still proved otherwise they are Indian citizens. Okay. Now, and even if they're illegal migrants or something, if you bring them here and they die in your country, it's your bloody responsibility. Let me tell you this. But the most important thing here is that these people, you know, the mine owners are doing something illegal. It's not these poor laborers.
Absolutely.
They are coming here, they are working because they have been promised a lot of money, much higher than the local wage rates.
Okay.
And therefore they go in and take this huge risk that your report just showed.
Yes.
We're aware of this.
So let's put that question now to Zafar
The local administration, the police, everybody turns a blind eye.
Correct.
Because they all get their palms greased by these mine owners.
Zafar
so
Islam
they are
now,
illegal.
Zafar
now this
Islam,
chap who owns this mine has finally been caught.
Zafar Islam.
Will something happen to him?
Yes, that is the question.
Will
Zafar Islam,
will the chief minister say that we will move against this mine owner?
By
this chap
punishing
called
these people who own these illegal mines. We call these miners illegal, but eventually it's the mines that are itself illegal. They shouldn't be there in the first place. They shouldn't be allowed to operate.
Maha, I completely agree with you. As I said in the beginning itself, it's a tragedy. It is sad that illegal mining is still rampantly being done there, and they should put a, the government should take cognizance and put a full stop to that. I must tell you that it is a very sad moment that all of us are discussing about 15 lives and now they are stuck in the mine. And everything is illegal.
But Zafar Islam, these platitudes don't help.
It's not about
they don't help because at the end of the day, these 15 lives are at stake. They hang in the balance at the moment.
But let me tell you,
none of us know whether there has been any real effort to pull them out.
Absolutely. See, you heard the Chief Minister. Who else you want to speak?
Zafar
the head of the
Islam,
government is speaking to
if
you.
there are not enough pumps,
and he has spoken very clearly that all his resources at the disposal of the NDRF. He is mobilizing resources.
Technologically
who is saying that? Did you hear from anyone? The government is not supporting them.
Just hear me out, please, sir. If in this, technologically advanced country, we can't even find adequate pumps.
No, you have a fixated question and I'm just responding to you.
What is the fixated question here? This is a very simple question about movement of equipment that is required to save 15 lives. It should have been done in hours. It's taken 13 days.
Mr. Zafar, don't blame it on the local administration, number one. You have formed the government with the NPP there. It is the central government who also has to take action. If you all can send pumps to Thailand, why can't you all send it to Meghalaya? Just because it's the northeast. In your present government,
as the central government is concerned,
you all have no value for human lives. All we want to know is if cows were trapped, what kind of rescue operations would you have done?
Sarita, 1 second. Because that similar question can be put as Vimlendu and Subira pointing out 1 second to the Congress party as well, Sarita. After all, this problem has not emerged today.
No, I'm
1 second, Zafar. This problem hasn't emerged today.
The focus should be to rescue the 15 lives.
Nothing else, no politics here.
We should not politicize it.
2015, the ban was lifted to allow the already extracted
15
coal
lives,
to
which
be
is important.
transported.
And
now, the main mantra of the present government of the day, which is in Meghalaya, was that they would lift the NGT ban, which would have reduced the illegal mining.
Zarita,
why haven't they implemented that till date?
Zarita, I'll hold you there because we have with us Nalin Kohli of the BJP. Nalin Kohli is not only the in charge of Meghalaya, but is also a person who's a lawyer who understands the legal ramifications of these issues as well. Nalin, I believe you've, dealt extensively with these miners as well. We call them illegal miners, but really should we be calling them illegal miners, or those who hold illegal mines, shouldn't they be held accountable, an example be set out of them, so that today what we are discussing of 15 miners whose lives are at risk, we needn't be discussing that at all if an example is set and these mines are shut down?
Well, first of all, it's extremely painful and tragic that 15 people are at the moment trapped in a mine. We hope and pray that, they are able to come out well, because it's a very, very horrifying experience to be trapped in there. Globally, there have been other instances where people have come out even after long recaps of almost 2 months, as we've seen in South America. So I hope those rescue efforts bear fruit. The second issue is Meghalaya's mining is a very unique situation, and this is called rat hole mining, because essentially these are rich coal deposits, but very, very small seams. They are not very big, so the scientific kind of mining does not become possible. And for generations, this has been the mechanism of trying to drill very small holes, and the person goes in and takes out the coal. Now, it's very unscientific. It's a very old traditional method. And obviously, there has to be a movement out away from it.
But Nalin, there was a ban by the NGT on this, but they continue to operate.
I'm coming to that. Legally, the situation is as follows, that there is a ban on mining. What was the situation? That before the NGT, a case had gone, speaking about the water getting acidic downstream, on the basis of which the NGT had banned mining and had only given a certain permission to the state government and the miners there to sell off existing stocks. The very fact that miners are in there, it's an indication of a very, very sorry comment in terms of somewhere at the local level, illegal mining taking place, and that's why these people are at risk.
So, Nalin, the question is, what is the government doing?
Yes, I'm coming to that. I can't comment in terms of the government what it's doing immediately, because I haven't had a chance to speak to the Chief Minister or the Mining Minister there. But what I can tell you is that whatever action has to be taken, that is one part of it. But at the moment, the current focus has to be, and cannot waver from that, is to rescue these 15 people. Because that is the following thing that will automatically follow.
But
if suppose these miners don't come out, it becomes even more grave.
I agree with you, Nalin Kohli, and many thanks for speaking with us here. I want to go across to Vimlendu Jha, back to him. Vimlendu, of course, the focus at the moment should be on rescuing the miners. But at the end of the day, somewhere down the line, we need to discuss the root problem and how to root that out completely. What is the solution?
Absolutely, Maha. So, and that's the reason why I brought out the other statistics, that we're discussing 15 lives, but we're forgetting 15,000 lives that have been lost in last 10 years. And that's as important. We also need to understand that the petitioner that wants, the government that is the petitioner, they actually want these kind of mining or these kind of mining activities at the cost of compromising on our environment to continue. And the government, which is actually supposed to be the custodian of people and the environment. We understand that there are economic compulsions. We know that almost 1/10 of coal of our country comes from Meghalaya in that sense. So we understand that. But if there is rule of law, that needs to exist. And the government of our country is the custodian of rule of law and needs to practice that. For Nalin Kohli to come today after 13 days and say, oh, he will speak to the Chief Minister, and for other spokespersons to say that, well, we are doing our best, it's too little too late, because if we really had the intent to save lives, then we could have saved these lives 10 days ago. Absolutely. If we really had our governance in place, illegal mining would not have continued for years together. So there is a mafia. I need to accept that there is a mafia. I do not know if there is political collusion, politicians or political parties in collusion with the mafia that is doing. Perhaps, maybe. I don't have that evidence. But we need to address this very, very urgently. And I think the central government needs to step in.
We are running out of time. Kishle, last 20 seconds to you, because I want to understand realistically, what are the chances of being able to save these miners, because there has been no contact with them, remember, unlike the Thai cave situation?
Maha, I mean, it would not be proper to say anything really, but whatever information I've received this evening from the ground out there, from the villagers, they are not holding out much hope.
Oh my God, that's terrible. But we just hope that these 15 miners can be saved. There are lots of issues that need to be discussed with regards to this illegal mining. But of course, the priority at this moment is and should be on saving the 15 miners immediately. Now, clearly, much of this problem arises as these miners are not covered by labour laws. Poverty compels many to undertake this risky proposition, knowing fully well that they might meet a watery grave. So here are my closing arguments. There's no safeguard for miners who risk their lives every day. And many of these, as we've just shown you, are little children who enter these rat hole mines. The governments, both past and present, are complicit in this matter, and I think some of our panelists there highlighted that issue today, that the problem lies with the governance itself. They have been allowing this criminal neglect of human rights to continue. We'll close it at that, with the hope that these 15 miners can be saved.